Hello, everyone! It's been joked around quite a lot, and now we're actually doing it. A Welcome to the Show Fans Podcast. This is episode 1. I am your host, William Beasley. Recording this stream is...
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm LalaMelody 2019. I am a frequent user in the Welcome to the Show fan server. And dog, I swear to goodness, if you do not shut up. But I'm known as the head of the Welcome to the Show Salt Factory, and I guess now by extension, the assassins of the Dagger of Salt. Yeah, you freaking killed me with that, dude.
And, anyone else want to introduce themselves?
I'm Alisia Lanet. I am a viewer, and I'm here to team newbie DM. I DM'd a one shot for the faniversary. I just kind of exist.
All right, and last but not least...
Hi, I'm SkyBlaze 1225. I'm a regular member of the Brownie D&D Discord, known for recording the game nights and playing Silva Star over in the Ravnica group for Josh's streams.
All right, and so I guess let's see here. Let me actually, would have been nice to have actually had this document opened up of topics that we could do. So the first thing that I wanted to touch on were, what are everyone's theories for Rayan right now?
Like as an actual Rayan or dream Rayan?
Both. Like, who do you think Dream Rayan is? And if you don't think it's Rayan, then what's Rayan up to right now?
I'm probably going to say that Dream Rayan was probably Zayn.
Yeah.
Posing.
I would be more surprised if it wasn't Zaylin at this point.
Yeah. Alicia, I know you're not that well caught up on season 4, but you said you've popped in and out of the spoiler chat, so do you have any theories about this, or no?
No theories yet, but I did glance through them and then read a little bit of about Rayan and dream in that, but I don't remember too much of it. But I do remember my one thought went to is this some kind of elaborate trap for some reason?
Probably. That Dream Rayan has been telling Owen lately, hey, you should probably surrender. That's your best course of action right now.
Yes. So my theory would probably be possible trap, possible ally with a trap, but it's actually a good thing.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have to do a hard agree with the Zaylin idea, just because it just fits. All the puzzle pieces just fit for that way too much.
Right.
Yep.
But hey, it is Welcome to the Show. We thought that it was actually Ravas going through Cania the whole time, so who knows? I could pull out the rug from under us and say, oh, it's Seolik. He's actually alive and invading Owen's dreams.
It's just, we're gonna get another you done goofed moment.
Yeah. Wait, no, even better. It's Jenkins.
The very first casualty of the entire show.
Calling it now, Ravas is actually Jenkins.
I thought the first actual casualty was the Blink Dog.
Well, named character. The first casualty was the Blink Dog, but that was just an animal. Jenkins was the first main character because he decided that guard time was nap time. He thought wrong. But as for like where Rain is right now, I'm gonna stick with the theory that Ellie shot down. That I'm still just gonna stick by it. That he's in the barn.
Oh boy.
I don't think that's it. I think that's where Cross ended up.
Oh, really?
I would not be surprised if Cross ended up there, but Rain, I wouldn't. He's forming a resistance.
Well, we've already seen the resistance, and I don't remember Rain being there.
Well, I'm not saying that part of the resistance. I'm saying that he's off forming another group.
Oh, okay, and a resistance independent from the resistance we've already seen. Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I definitely don't want to think Rand's dead, for certain, but I do have to wonder what happened to him after the party left for Bator, because it's just that 12 years definitely could have changed him.
Yeah, I was like right after. Obviously, I'm guessing like he just went back to Uncle Rio, and just sort of lived his normal life. But then once all the war stuff happening, and he was an adult, that's where things do get muddy. How about you, Sky? Where do you think actual Rain is right now?
That's actual location. I have no clue. He could be literally anywhere in Alatasca. Yeah, Alatastica.
You saying in Alatasca made me think of the idea. What if he felt like they've been in Bator too long? I'm going in after them. Something's definitely happened.
Dude, you're really Robo right now.
He didn't really go Robo.
He did for me.
Am I so Robo?
Not right.
I don't sound like to me.
Okay, I'll reiterate what I said just because since Lala was the one streaming.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my headphones.
Maybe. What I said was like, what if Rayan at some point during the 12 years like they've been down there too long, they should be out by now. I'm going in after them.
I would be terrified if that was the case, but it would explain why Faye wasn't able to scry him. Hello?
Yeah. I'm here. I was waiting for someone else to say something.
And I was just like, I was just nodding, that would, because scrying from different planes is very tricky, I think.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's tricky, and it requires a lot of effort to it requires more than their regular scry to do it. And if he is in Bator, and Faye wouldn't have known that, so she wouldn't have put in the extra effort to interplanar scry. Hence why you don't sense anything.
Yep, and yep. And as I had found out, using sending from one plane to another is very hard.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that. When there was talk of like the resistance in that, the thought that crossed my mind was that unless it's happen or not happen or not even plausible, of him planning a way to break people out of that barn, which I skimmed over. It's this is going to be an interesting thing when I get there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Right. Hang on. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect for a second because everyone's sounding robo on my end. So, hang on.
Oh, okay. Hello.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we sound fine, fellow human?
I don't know. I think you all sound combat ready to me.
Woo!
I'm grabbing the plush.
I literally reached over and grabbed my penny plush before I said that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, like that thought process of him like planning a way to break people out and to do what Faye said Cross had done in taking out slavers to free Faye and other elves, I think it was.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, like Rayan, Tolliver, and
Amelia.
Well, Amelia, yes, and Amelia just like doing a bunch of hit and runs, getting people out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun.
Like that was my thought. I don't know if it's even plausible or not, but that would be interesting. It's like oh, so like he's doing good. Yay.
Well, plausible. I guess if they knew that the barn existed and really worked hard to find the entrance to Lothamore, so they didn't have to teleport in or anything, then yeah, I'm sure that's pretty plausible. Oh, what if the alarm set off was because of Rayan instead of because they found the kids missing?
Oh god, that would be hilarious and also terrifying at the same time.
Ooh.
Speaking of more recent events in the show, though, that favor.
Oh.
I saw that coming a mile away. Just didn't expect it to play out as it did.
Well, yeah. After Voice brought it up in character as Jalaram, it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, and I was hoping, just because that possibility really just sort of I don't want that to happen. It sounds more likely than my theory, but I'm gonna keep believing in my theory about her favor instead.
That being?
Oh, well, I guess it kind of wouldn't have happened after Chapter 5, but it would be they in order to keep the war going, when they were meeting with Cassian, that Asmodeus would ask Amber to kill him and say it was in the name of Direxion and Queen Jaminia.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now.
But I also made that theory when I thought that Laetir Toporus was still king, so...
Yeah!
So that was a while ago. But I am curious, even though, Bahamut said that Varag is happy back with Esminus, and Varag was also very content with his death. If the party's able to get any more diamonds, if they steal them from Zaylin or something, do you think they'll use one to revive Varag? Or...
I don't know. Also, hi, Ellie.
Oh, don't mind me. Carry on.
Now I'm thinking of a diamond heist now and how Mission Impossible music with it.
Down,
Okay.
down.
Smart idea. Should we tell Eliora what we're doing in here?
Probably.
Hanging out.
Actually, we're recording a Welcome to the Show fan podcast.
Oh. Oops.
It's good. In hindsight, I probably should have made this a private voice chat and made it only accessible to a role and give that role to people to when it happens. Oops.
You live, you learn.
Yeah.
Oh, special guest cameo by Faith Earn. Hi.
I mean, I'm certain you're more than likely to stay.
Yeah, no, if you want to stay, I don't mind.
I can totally. I was gonna say I can totally bounce if y'all want me to.
I don't mind. I doubt anyone else minds.
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
I don't mind. Just don't pull what Luna Corva did.
I don't even need to know what he pulled to promise I won't do the same.
Bouncing theories away from the actual truth when it was getting close.
I wouldn't know anyway.
Well, you know a little bit, at least for chapter 38.
Oh, that, yeah. I mean, I know what's coming in the future of the stuff that we recorded. But
Yeah. You know a little bit, not
I'm just here to listen. I came in here because I'm like, oh, they're talking about Welcome to the Show. Well, I'm going to go eavesdrop and hang out.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about the whole Amber's favor moment. Oy.
Yeah. Legit, I think I said this in the mods chat, so Ellie, you've already heard me talk about this, but after watching that episode, I went to a meeting for work, and I thought that I was just had like the same yes I'm listening face on that I normally have and stuff like that. And my boss came to me afterwards and said, "Hey, are you okay?" Because apparently I had this distraught look on my face the whole time.
Welp.
We've had such an emotional impact on your life.
You really have. The thing is, if my the hiking trip that I've told a lot of y'all about that I was supposed to take in April, if that had come through and wasn't canceled, I'd still be playing catch up right now. So I'm now curious as to like how many people would be screaming at me, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait until you get to this episode."
I can totally see that. I'm aggressively cuddling Penny again.
The cuddle buddy is working overtime.
Yeah.
You two are cute.
Also Hana.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sass Master Hana Wormwood.
I saw somebody tried to say that Hana has taken the title of Sass Master away from me, and I'm over here like, hold up now, children.
Not quite yet. No, she hasn't quite gotten there yet.
No. She's learning, but she's not Sass Queen.
Sass Apprentice?
Oh gosh.
I have very few claims to fame in the community. My sass is my big one. I'm not giving it up. Fuck off.
I'm now just like picturing like after all this is over, like John, like Faye and Hana are in the room. John's like, "Hey, what are y'all doing? Training? Oh, teaching your some magic? No, sass."
I didn't actually mean to make Faye sassy either. She was actually supposed to be very polite and eloquent.
And then it just happens, like most things in life.
I can't help it, okay? I didn't even know I was being sassy until one of my friends told me I was a sassy mofo, and is that what I'm doing?
sometimes it makes a character more interesting.
I suppose. I'm just
No
gonna
one's
bring
ever
in
told.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No one's ever told me I'm sassy, so I don't know if I am, but I don't think I am.
Dude, you are like the cleanest of cinnamon rolls. You are not sass.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go back to mute and let y'all get back to your conversation. I've interrupted this podcast enough.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got some more topics written down, but if anyone else wants to like bring up something, y'all absolutely free to.
I was just going to continue with the Bahamut and reviving Varog.
Oh, right.
I was just about to say that would probably be not a good idea, because you're ripping away someone from their loved one, potentially, and that's not a good thing. And even if you revive both of them at the same time, if you can, that could also anger Bahamut.
True, but I don't really know much about him, so I don't know if he'd have the same anger about someone being revived as Big Red would.
I would say they'd have to get permission before doing that, and even then,
Yeah.
Because it's like, when both Jalaram and Ivan were revived, the thing was is that they hadn't left Bokob's library yet. And so their fates hadn't really been decided yet. I think it would be a lot more logistical work for someone whose fate was already decided and they've already moved on to their plane of afterlife.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of when people die and going to Bokob's library, how sick of seeing Jewel do you think Bokob is?
Very.
You just need one more stamp for a free Sunday.
I've been saying it for a while. Yes, he's gonna beat Jalarum to that Sunday.
Oh, the Death Sundays.
I still need to try one of those. I'll be back.
I need to make an art of that.
I did at one point, I think.
Like,
Yeah, you shared it with me. I don't remember how far back it is, so I'm scared to scroll for it.
I think it was pinned. I think it's pinned in the spoiler talk, if I'm not mistaken.
I will check then.
Yep, it is.
like a friend.
Yep, there it is. Everything is fine. Congrats, you're dead.
And it's coated in sea salt.
Yep.
So it's the Lala special.
Pretty much.
Precisely.
Now you know why I went with a rock ice Pokemon.
That makes sense now, yeah. Watching my husband watch it.
So anyway.
Yeah, so, I'm just trying to think of something to say.
Right.
I thought you had a lot of topics written down.
I did. I'm just trying to like go with the Bahamut and Frog and everything that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
That does kind of make me curious that Tamara and Bahamut are both dragon gods. I thought it'd be just one.
There's more than one There's more than one type of god for each type of pantheon.
Yeah,
And
then
elves have
there's
their
also
Yeah, elves have like their own entire pantheon of gods, like the Seldarin. Like there's Erevan, there's Corellin, there was Arashni or Lol, and there's a whole bunch of other.
Yeah, there's a lot of gods in this world.
Yeah.
like people, a lot of them suck.
Also, yeah. But so how many of y'all have like watched Lunacorva's season tier list videos?
I've been meaning to, but I haven't really gotten the chance to go back and see them yet.
I skimmed through them.
Okay, I bring it up because like one of the things that he'll mention in them is like whenever he puts an episode in S tier is like he'll say that an episode has to like meet the top ranks of like every single category to make it in there. And I honestly think that yesterday's episode meets the requirements for an S tier episode.
If that episode isn't an S tier, I'm going to have a lot of questions for the.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with that, because it was that good of an episode.
You have to be so freaking hard to shade.
And then of course, I noticed that of course that they'd have to when when Amber was fulfilling her favor, Josh decided to bring back the music from when the favor was made in the first place.
I mean, Josh likes to invoke them feels, yo.
Yep.
Oh, those musical callbacks.
He is quite successful.
He's like Rebecca Sugar. You're gonna feel, damn it.
You're not wrong.
Let's see here. This scene needs to be emotional. I'm just gonna add in the feels ingredient.
It's like the opening of the Powerpuff Girls. Instead of the chemical X, it's feels.
Oh, I need to make that meme now.
Oh, shit. What have you done, Lala?
I give him way too many horrible ideas. I am the Shay to his Josh. I wish that was hyperbole. It's not.
But we've noticed that as an actual thing way too many times.
Y'all two are cute. Again.
Cough, cough, sweet home Alatastica.
Wait, that was her idea?
Yes, that was. She keeps on saying, "I have no regrets for giving you that idea."
Okay.
Yeah.
Freaking hate that song. When I was working at Walmart, it got played way too much. Like, I was hearing it every night, so now I can't stand it.
Oh. Well, I'm from the state, so yeah, it's just a part of my life.
I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, that's just me opinion, not your order. I'm just like, I hate that sound, and that's the long and short.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the whole backstory behind that was his phone kept autocorrecting Alabama to Alatastica, and I just kind of made the offhanded joke, "Oh yeah, sweet home Alatastica," and then he's like,
and it went.
Yeah, I was like, "Don't tempt me," and then she just kept on encouraging the idea.
Of course she did. Shall we revisit the subject of Yeet It?
Oh, I love that song so much.
I had gotten around to listening to that, and very good song by
But apparently Yeet's a no-no word, so...
Oh, yeah.
If you ask Tabletop Simulator, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
On Friday's game night, we kept on trying to write the word yeet in the Tabletop Simulator chat, and it kept censoring it.
Are you serious?
Nope.
No.
I wish we were kidding, but we are not.
What the?
Wow.
I've never heard something so well, that's not true. I have heard plenty of things that lame.
I am astonished.
I'm not, the more that I think about it.
The person that found it out first was Arkansan Dragon, and poor Shay thought, instead of yeeting, he thought she said
Yeah, because she typed into the chat,
I don't
who
think I've
keeps
ever heard
yeeting
her
the
say
dice
that.
everywhere, and he was like, "Excuse you, what?"
I said me. I didn't say anything about your experience.
Sorry,
Hey. What did I do? I didn't mean it.
Anyway.
Yes.
This got awkward.
Let's see here. What's another little, topic I had written on my list? This could be a fun one. Favorite members of Venom.
That depends on your definition. Is it favorite members as in do you like them, or favorite members as in love to hate them?
Love to hate certainly a factor, but just who out of all of them do you enjoy the most, whether it be genuine enjoyment or enjoy to loathe?
And in the background, I hear a squealing Dogie about friggin' Valil.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like Valil too. I like his personality.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely friggin' love Valil. He's great. I just like to tease Dogie for it because...
Like freaking Drow crush.
Oh my gosh. I literally, whenever I'm talking to Dogie about Valil, I almost always refer to him as his drow husbando.
I can totally see it.
Favorite members of Venom. I'd probably say both Cruel and Valil fall on that list for the ones I actually like, mainly because I kind of feel sorry for those two. I feel like they've been put into a situation that they really don't want to be in, or being tempted by Ravis. In the case of
Story
Cruel.
outright sucks, so yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then love to hate, Elvira instantly falls.
Elvana.
Elvana, sorry.
Yeah.
Elvira is the big-titted goth lady.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I ain't here to be the censor. I'm here to put the censor to the test.
That is completely fair.
I'm not angry. I legit messed that up, so I deserve that.
No, but as far as Elvira...
Oh
Now you got her doing it, Sky.
As far as Elvana goes...
You cut out.
Yep.
I was trying to hiss,
Oh.
and I don't know if... I guess the mic picked it up as noise.
Why?
Well, we can imagine the hiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Elvana fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't give a
I'm-
fuck what her backstory is. She fucking
I'm
sucks.
honestly curious. I have a theory that Elvana is less in it for her gratitude to Ravis and belief in his cause, and more just using his cause and his army and his resources to do her to treat her patients.
I'm actually gonna argue that because, okay, if you've paid attention to each member of Venom, they're basically a dark mirror of each member of the party.
Yeah.
So Elvana is Faye's dark mirror, and Faye is decidedly loyal to Jaminia. So I really can't see Elvana being anything but decidedly loyal to Ravis, just to a different degree.
I'm not saying that she's not loyal to Ravis, but she wants to do she's using Ravis she's joins with Ravis a bit more to yes, in part of loyalty, but more so to fuel her little and experiments rather than his cause.
I think she just genuinely believes she's helping people.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and considering
I honestly don't know which it is.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what I think it is.
Well, and considering that Faye started out as neutral and turned good, it makes me wonder if Elvana didn't start out as neutral and turned to evil.
I mean, given her backstory, I can see her being neutral when all that went down.
Mm-hmm. Like, I felt sorry for her at first when she was telling her backstory to Faye, but then it's like she took Faye's arms and legs and fingers off, and I'm just like, okay, fuck you, you need to die.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I do have an actual fear of something happening to my hands, so that bothered me.
Yeah. And dismembering of limbs isn't exactly the most hospitable thing one can do.
Let me help you, slice. It's like some Hannibal Lecter.
Dog.
Don't you mean bitch?
Listen. I wasn't gonna say it.
First off, don't know the gender of the dog, so.
Well, no, she's female, so.
Okay.
It was a joke.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Let me have my moment. I'm gonna go back to mute. I'm taking over again.
But yeah, when talking about Venom as a whole, I like seeing the comparison between them and the party. But for me, I don't know why I like Soren so much. Well, more so love to hate him. But I think it's just because... it's just like, I really like that idea of a mirror to Jalaram. And it's just really fascinating to me. I don't know.
Soren's my favorite too, but mostly for me, it's because for him, whenever they go up against the party, for him, it's easily the most personal, and so like just the passion that he puts into every action he takes, that we see him take, is just like it grips me in so much, and that's why Soren's my favorite.
Well, and plus two, whenever there's a fight with him, I can see the visuals of just him swinging his scythe and just seeing everything. I'm just like, ah.
I'm gonna say something as a player here. When Josh revealed that Soren was actually a result of Jalaram's backstory, I was like, oh, you clever boy. Because I didn't see that coming at all. It's like, these were past accomplishments of Jalaram before he knew the party, and now, X years later, it's come back to haunt him.
Yep.
Yeah, I admit that was clever.
Well, and plus anytime I see him, I automatically get one thing from Ruby stuck in my head, so...
I had one thing, and you've taken it from me. I love that song.
Me too.
That's a very good song.
It is very good, yes. So, Alisia, I know that you don't have that much knowledge about Venom, but do you have any preference?
I've heard the names. Was it forgot.
Soren?
Yeah. His name I've seen most often in the spoiler chat, so I'll go with him because interesting name. I'll probably have more input when I eventually get around down to those episodes. It's been slow for me through season 4 because of two stuff.
Reality. It sucks.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Melody doing 2 sessions and trying to put together a homebrew steampunk.
Ooh. I love steampunk.
Yep. Came up with decided to use like my steampunk story idea, and it's like, okay, so I'm gonna fuse this, and yep, that's still in playing. I got a lot of details still to hammer down.
Sounds cool.
hmm And fingers crossed that my players enjoy it.
I have a favorite member of Venom, but I don't want to say who it is because the reason is spoiler territory.
Gotcha. I mean, you could just say the name and we can try and fill in the blanks.
My favorite member is Valil, but the reason why is spoiler territory.
Ooh, that's an interesting name.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna start grabbing some tinfoil.
Oh boy, this should be good.
Also really like Jewel.
Yeah.
Really, that's one I never. I hear also. I think hear Jewel most commonly as like the least favorite.
Well, again, spoilers.
And let me just grab another sheet of tinfoil.
Oh yeah, I was scrolling through Pinterest, just kind of gathering character art the other night, and I found Rhyme's human look, the Verena human look, Jewel, and Nyan. I found all
None
of
of that
those
surprises
character
me.
arts.
None of that surprises me.
Because
And
internet.
Josh isn't necessarily an artist, so he does use a lot of stuff that he finds online, but yeah.
Yeah.
Something that interests me, like when you shared me that picture of Jewel you found. In that picture, she had purple eyes, but the Welcome to the Show art she doesn't, which is I'm like, that's interesting.
It's because Josh knows how to Photoshop.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that explains why the picture of Rhyme I found had a tan dress instead of a blue one.
Mm-hmm. It's not a difficult trick. It's just gotta get it done right. Dumbass, you didn't name the layer. I'm working on a picture of Germania, sue me.
Well, I mean, I didn't really have any reason to, but if you insist, I'll start getting the paperwork done.
Do you want to have teeth tomorrow?
You don't sue her
I mean,
for drawing picture.
I do have to go to work, so it probably would be helpful. Yeah.
But still, you don't sue her for doing gem pictures, okay?
I was only joking. I'm sorry.
Oh please! I hear jokes far worse than that from my friends. You ain't got nothing. Did I just say homie? Oh my god! I'm gonna kill myself.
And we got it on recording too.
Damn it!
Don't kill yourself, Ellie. We love you.
Yes.
Yay! I hate that part of my personality. Leave me alone, Brooklyn.
You can take the girl out of Brooklyn, but you can't take the Brooklyn out of the girl. Anyway, back to what this podcast is supposed to be about.
Ah, yes. So let's see. I got everyone's answers for that. What's another one I got over here?
How many different ways if you plan to kill Luna Corva.
Wow.
Wait, are you seeing my Google Doc too? How'd you know that was here?
I was about to say, do you want me to list them chronologically or alphabetically?
Yes.
I
have a question.
Shoot.
Theories about the air gnomes. I would like to hear some.
Oh, that's a good one. I had not thought about sharing that. Theories about the air gnomes.
I honestly don't know.
I mean, from looking at the current map for Season 4, there's a landmass that hasn't even really been talked about, but it's on the map. It's like...
Yeah, I was about to say... I was about to say, yeah, I think if I were to hazard a guess, I'd probably be in the Yazervac Highlands.
Speaking of which, I can't unsee the rabbit now.
Yeah. Neither can I. I'm looking at the map right now, and neither can I.
Rabbit?
Oh yeah, someone mentioned after I posted Sweet Home Alatasca that if you look at the map of Alatasca with Ernian and turn it sideways to where west is on the bottom, it looks like a rabbit.
Oh, it does.
And then Shay said, if you look at it,
tricks are for kids, and now I'm gonna make a rabbit stew.
Yeah, then Shay thinks if you look at it normally, it looks like an anglerfish.
Falling. Oh, I need to clean this table so bad. Everything's okay. Nothing broke.
That's good.
Well, that's good.
Now, the Yazervac High. Oh, I didn't even notice that mountain range.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about the Yazervac Highlands. I was talking about, if you look just straight east of the Oddfire Island, you've got this, okay.
The Southland.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to increase the quality because...
Oh yeah, speaking of which, on map, there is actually a place named Emerald Song.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And it's right across... And it's right across the sea from NASA, which is where Rose set up her druid circle.
No, I don't know where that is. What that's for. I don't know.
No, I suppose there is another island too. Jorvia Island.
Yeah.
Where in
honestly,
Alatasca are the air gnomes?
Honestly, the place or I guess technically it's not in Alatasca because it's in Ernia, but the place I want to go to the most that we haven't yet is Cord. Ever since we first went, the party first went to Ernia, and we saw Cord on the map. I'm like, can we go there? That looks interesting.
There's still a lot of places on this map that we have not gone to.
Yeah, and let me see if I can pull up the old Ernian map, because there's something on there that I've wanted to talk about for a while. Let me just see.
It's because I suck. Nip it. Why do I do this to myself? When you pointed out Zorvia Island, I just looked at it and then I started hearing like the Final Fantasy X music for the desert because there's like nothing on it.
Uh, speaking of which, actually, that's why I was looking it up because I was pretty sure it was on that island, and I was right. On Jorvia Island is something called, let's see here, the Nexus Cathedral, and yeah, that's.
Oh. Huh. Why isn't that on the new map?
I do not know.
Maybe Josh did a boo-boo. It happens.
But I'm hoping that if we, because it's highly doubtful that we're going to explore places like that with this, but with season 5 looking to be a new,
a whole new time.
Yeah, it's a new story in a new time with the same world. It would be interesting to explore more of that side of the landmass that hasn't really been talked a lot about.
Yeah,
I would like to see that too, actually.
I have had a long-running theory, or I have had this theory for a long time that the season 5 storyline is gonna take place mostly in Urnian.
That would actually be really interesting.
But speaking of time, hey, let's talk about session run times, shall we?
Oh, you're scaring me enough with those.
Yeah.
No, the episodes that have started running now, it took us like 3 sessions to get through that entire chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of my reaction yesterday. Yeah, and now we start chapter 38, aka the chapter of 1,000,000 episodes.
Yeah.
I would legit be surprised if we were done with those episodes before August.
Yeah. Essentially, after doing all the math last week, chapter 37 clocked in at almost 13 hours.
Mm-hmm. That's which, like I said then, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It's friggin' crazy how it's like we went from these short sessions at the very beginning where it was like 3-4 episodes, and now it's like if we have a session that lasts 4 episodes these days, it's a miracle.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah, the last one that was only 3 episodes was Stygia, and that got cut so short because the Levistus fight was completely avoided.
Exactly.
I love how that was accidental foreshadowing.
Sentient dice.
Yep.
Bless you.
Gesundheit?
Whatever that clump was, I'm easy to startle. Sorry. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
so I accidentally moved something over here. It might have been me. My bad.
Sorry. Why am I so easy to scare? Thanks, brain. I hate it.
I love those images of thanks. I hate it. And then I think someone I think it was Sweet Home Altasca that someone said my feeling towards this is whatever the opposite of thanks I hate it is. But speaking of chapter length, one of the topics I did have was... Oh, actually, wait, no, we never actually went over the air gnome theories. We just we started and then started talking about the map.
No, it's all cool. It's all good. I was just curious. If y'all want to talk about other things, I ain't gonna stop you.
That was part of me speaking about the theory. So it's just they could be any of those places that haven't been explored yet.
Oh, Charlie narrows it down to about 2/3 of the map.
Yeah.
Or something else that just came to mind, kind of like going back to what we were thinking about with where Rain could be. They could be in another plane. they could have evacuated just the mortal plane, not just Humelis.
I want to know what happened to Ryan. I actually have a really horrible theory that I don't want to share, because even ahead where we are, I have no idea if it's the truth or not. It's like, if it is true, I'm just gonna I'm going to go to Josh's place and I'm going to strangle him with my bare hand.
I had a pretty awful theory before you jumped in that was Rayan essentially thought they've been gone too long and went into Bator to go find them.
Oh, we lost Will.
We lost
William.
William.
And he pings, and he returns.
Yeah, I said my thing, and then there was complete silence. I'm like, either everyone's just ignoring me, or I cut out.
Eliora was choppy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yora was being super sad.
So yeah, that's my awful theory about Rayan, and then my other awful theory is one you've already heard, that he's in the barn.
Gonna meet before I start sobbing.
Oh no, what have I done?
I'd give you my penny, but I don't think I can fit her through the computer.
I have a chocobo. It's fine.
I thought you were gonna say, but I can't reach that far.
And now I'm clutching my penny.
Meh.
Speaking of which, I'm really glad she showed up in time for this week's episode because boy.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
It's like she showed up last Tuesday and I'm like, oh great, I have my penny of feels for this week's episode. Little did I know that this was going to be a really feelsy episode.
The mail service is like, yeah, you're gonna need it right now. Here you go. Oh, shoot, a monkey. Speaking of penny, I accidentally just broke mine.
What?
Huh?
I may or may not have accidentally the little ribbon extending from her bow may or may not have just fallen off.
Oh, okay.
Quick! Pear!
Huh?
Salutations! Save Penny!
Sorry for anyone who hasn't seen volumes. Oh wait, has everyone here seen volume 7 that watches Ruby?
Yeah.
I've seen enough of it.
I've not seen I've seen pieces of 7. I haven't fully watched it through.
Okay, well this was in the premiere of it, so like her just like charge up of like Sal, you take time.
That was like more deadly than a Kamehameha.
I know. Man, that friggin' kills me every time.
Oh, same.
There's
Just like, Ruby, you didn't need your ribs, right?
there's art.
I didn't need those knees.
There was
Those characters are made of rubber, and you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a comic that AG Nonsuch did after that episode premiered. It was Penny as a puppy, and it was that scene. And it was just her as a puppy going, salutations!
I mean, yeah, she essentially was a puppy in that scene.
I mean, how long had it been since she'd seen them? Especially Ruby, who's like her best.
At least a
6
year.
to 8 months at least.
Yeah. I'd say...
Oh, I was so happy to see Penny.
I know this is a welcome to
Anyway,
the
this isn't a Ruby podcast.
I was about to say, this is a welcome to the Show Fans podcast, but still, we're talking about Ruby anyway. Speaking of which, I'm actually wearing my Beacon hoodie, so...
That is beautiful.
Man, we've had so many train review events, we could make a mountain out of the Met Rex.
But yeah, like since we were talking about like chapter links earlier, one of the things I do have on here is like, does anyone here have a favorite chapter?
Ooh,
Good question.
that is a really good question. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I decline answering. Yes.
All
it
right,
is.
38's going to
It
be
is.
amazing.
Huh?
You said you declined answering, so it's like, all right, 38's going to be amazing then.
It's hard for me to pick a favorite, but Hana Puppy I thought was adorable with the start. I forgot the number for the first episode of season 4.
Well, that'd be 31.
Yeah.
I'm calling her a puppy because just hyperactive, just yeah.
Cute. She's pure. Must protect.
Yes, very hyper little puppy tiefling. It's like, aw. Just want to protect and give all the cuddles.
Artoff did good job at preserving her innocence.
Yes. Preserving innocence in like hell. That is a very good skill up. That's a talent right there.
He was a good dad.
Great, William. We're talking about your favorite character.
Yes, I know.
And he's dead.
Yes, I know.
I'm a horrible human being.
Oh man, I actually have to think about this one.
I'm kind of stuck between the 7th layer of hell, the 8th layer of hell, and 4th season, the same session that Jaminia came back.
Hmm.
By the way, William,
Yes.
the reason I declined answering was not because one of the upcoming one of the upcoming chapters is my favorite. It's just because I don't want to tell you. Because maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you'll never know.
Oh man.
Since
Want to can play mind games, motherfucker.
oh no, I'm well aware with your ability to do so. I'm just more familiar with his.
That's because he does it constantly. I take breaks.
Very true.
You know, it's a classic one, but I think I still have to say Chapter 18, which was the Vorgren reveal.
Twist and turmoil, yeah.
Yeah.
One was, that was really awesome, and that was really awesome.
Just
Great. Now I got bad luck charm in my head now.
I am no one's blessing.
I loved that song even before that session, and Shay
Oh,
was
same.
the one who suggested using it, and this is happening.
Oh my gosh, it's happening.
But the thing is, too, is that the whole thing with the Vorgren twist is that I predicted it, and I was right. And it's like, with the whole Ravis being responsible for the war thing, that was nothing I predicted. Like, I predicted it, but it was just a mere joke. With the Vorgren reveal, I actually, predicted it. Like, I knew that was gonna happen. And it felt so good, and it was such an entertaining session. And
Do you want your crystal ball made of quartz or diamond or tanzanite?
Man,
Maybe calcite.
Maybe made of Himalayan rock salt.
The sad thing is, the thing is, I have my salt lamp in my bedroom. I have a salt lamp in my bedroom. And I have my jar of salt here at my desk. Yeah,
We know the source of her power.
the session that did reveal Ravis's betrayal too, that was really good too.
For me, it's a very hard tie between the season 3 Maladomini session and this is gonna sound like an odd one, but the season 1 Lethither session.
Really?
Yes.
You know, for the longest time, one of my favorite sessions was actually the season 1 Sabaton session.
Oh.
Well, and I guess if we're talking about season 1, we've got to talk about chapter 7 because that
The Labyrinth, yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh man, I still remember. I posted a comment on the episode The Well, just like jokingly saying, "I'm gonna end up using this whole episode in emotional moments, aren't I?" And Doc responded just saying, "Yep, probably."
Yeah.
And I think I ended up actually, using the entirety of that episode.
It's amazing just how deep of an impact an episode that Josh initially intended to kind of be a filler session wound up being on the overall story.
It's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah, sentient dice.
Yeah, sentient ice. Just allow the the piece is just gonna be over here, not doing anything. No, it's gonna be over here, causing all these things.
I think like one of my other favorite ones was like the lair with Loth, especially that especially like that the reveal of like the switcheroo between Ravis and Simula.
Oh my gosh.
I still love that so much. It's like
I still get chills from that one line.
That session fuels me.
I got stabbed.
yes.
I got stabbed, and for about 10 minutes after the reveal, everybody forgot I was fucking bleeding out on the floor and dying.
Reveal.
Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Faye got stabbed. We have to help her." Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Still need help.
Don't mind me, just bleeding over here. I'm on the ground.
No rush.
I'll be fine.
I mean, it was a case of, oh no, our friend is dying. Oh my god. And then everyone was just stuck looking at the bigger thing dying and just like, oh shit, Faye's dying.
Something tells me, too, that stabbing Faye was something that Simula had been wanting to do.
That was what I thought, but the way Josh played Simula, because it turns out that freaking the Sanctify the Wicked spell, it worked on her.
Oh.
Kinda.
Oh.
She just, well, no, I'm thinking of it wrong. No, actually, I think I'm thinking wrong. No, she did go through enough of the therapy stuff that she could have freaking chosen to be a good person if she wanted to, but she
didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's also why Faye stopped feeling guilty.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, when Sanctify the Wicked was first cast on Simula, I just sort of had in the back of my head, she's gonna be the 10%. She's not gonna change.
Yeah.
And low. Damn you, statistics.
Speaking of Simula, though, anyone got any ideas as to what her plans for Eimer are?
Good question.
I'm not envisioning anything pleasant.
It's Simula. She's gonna have fun whatever she does with him.
I was shocked enough when Eimer showed up at all, because I legit thought we were done with him.
Yeah,
He's like a
was
boomerang. He
good-
keeps coming back.
Like a fucking roach.
I thought he was dead, and then spoiler, I saw mention him. I'm like, wait, what? I thought he was freaking dead.
because of like the first time Eimer came back in season 4, I was in denial that he was actually resurrected, and
Yeah, you were
then like
that's just an illusion. It's just an illusion.
yeah, and then like enough time had passed, I was like, wait, that's actually him. It took so long to set in for me.
How do you think I felt? And I fucking created the character. I'm just like, are we done with him yet? Are we done with him? No, okay. Oh gosh. Oh no, what if he doesn't come back in this season, but next?
Oh, that's an idea.
Oh. I'm so afraid of that being the case.
These characters that don't have any connection to Eimer just all of a sudden we have to deal with him and all of his but the audience knows all the baggage that comes with him.
Have to deal with all of his machinations.
Yeah.
Yes. That laid undetected for years.
Okay,
I've been hanging out in the outer planes with this spider woman who kept telling me that I need to do what she says, so I'm gonna do what she told me to do. Sorry, nothing personal. Blam, blam, blam.
Now go off, my toy. Be fun.
That voice gives me chills every time.
Well, I'm gonna hate to bring this up because this just clicked in my head. What if Elvana did the same thing to Arkoth?
You bite your tongue.
Yeah, there it is.
Don't mind me, just sweep.
Arkoth is good boy, and if anything to the contrary happens, I will be very upset.
Arkoth kills Hana.
And so I'm just gonna get my phone and call Josh.
Alright, if y'all need me, I'm gonna be in the Grand Canyon at the very bottom.
I think I'm finally done with this. Give me a picture. Yay. Although, no, I'm not. I need to fix some shading. I'm not in y'all's conversation!
It's
What?
okay.
I'm sorry.
It's like, you can't even stop it when I start talking. I talk to myself when I'm farting.
Yeah, no, I think it was just unfortunate timing of everyone thinking about something to say, and then you start talking to yourself. Alright. But yeah, like the reason for me why Lefether has been one of my as like just like all this time has been one of my favorites. It's just for some reason nothing felt like it was like this is the top tier out of like everything else that I've seen. But for some reason it never felt like there was a dull moment. There were so many things going on, and each one of them I felt super invested in it. And like I've gone back and rewatched the Viper and the Council episodes, even without doing a rewatch of the whole show, so many times.
Yeah, that was me actually with the episodes where they were traveling to Autumnfire Island, and really just the whole trials in general. Because those were always fun to go back and rewatch.
Hey, I'm over there.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I was about to make the exact same joke. I do really enjoy that chapter.
That moment has haunted Voice so much.
I'm over
pissed
there.
At this point.
Even though he was the one bringing it up most of the time earlier.
Early on.
Yeah. But yeah, I do really like that session. The thing with the trials, though, is like for me, I always go back to the trial of prowess and the trial of guile, but the other trials are just kind of there for me.
Well, and that makes sense.
It was actually like during like the while the fire elves things was going on, of when like I had wrote the fusion thing of welcome to the show mixed with a friend. Crap, I forgot the song title. That's just perfect.
Oh, I'm the friend you need.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Yes.
In
Yes,
me.
and then like all four. Yep, and then all four parts just slowly get completed and then are up, and I've backed them up on my pin and because of DeviantArts.
Yeah, I remember after like I first binge watched the whole show and caught up with where y'all were in season 2. And I like started looking at Brony D&D fan art and on DeviantArt, and I saw that in there.
I look back at all four parts and I still ask myself did I screw up their characters horribly? I tried not to. I don't do much fan fiction.
Yeah. I used to, but not anymore.
Fanfiction.net ruined fanfiction for me mostly.
Yeah.
I only read fan fiction if it's like one that a lot of people, where I trust their judgment, have recommended it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
My friend and I in middle school, we used to try to write fan fiction, and neither of us really got off the ground with it, but we both had fanfiction accounts, and that's where the LalaMelody name came from.
I haven't really read really much of anything on fan fiction, but I did make an account because I have a friend that has like his fan fictions up on Fim, and he asked me, well, why don't you make like account so you can keep up with stuff over there with what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, because I proofread some of his things. He has I don't know how he keeps the number of stories he has going keep straight.
Maybe he keeps them diagonally.
I think he's got like 3 or 4 projects going over there right now. With alternate universes. It's like, dang, how do you...
Yeah, I have a very extensive self-insert fanfic for MLP, but I never have written any of it down because I know it's cringe as heck.
I remember one time trying to write a Sombra fanfic to show of like Sombra and the first queen of the Crystal Empire both being Cadence's parents, but that didn't go very, very far. I'm still sticking by that they're headcanon, but I just can't get it into proper words.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the podcast, y'all. I got some stuff I need to take care of.
No problem.
Yeah, I just realized we got way off fucking show.
Well, I mean, we are off topic, and oh no, I said it.
You said
Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
you did that to yourself.
I walked into a corner with that one.
Yeah, anyway, on that awkward note, I'm gonna go.
Later, Ellie.
Bye. Welcome to how like my Saturday sessions and how the one shot kind of times went. My Saturday session always gets off topic.
But anyway,
I've noticed a significant drop of anyone using that phrase in the campaign since that whole thing where like the me and Shay, I'm coming for your spine thing. So I'm legit curious if it was ever like said, like if anyone ever said, "Now, no one say this phrase."
This phrase is off limits. If you say it, rocks will fall and you will die.
Or you'll just be attacked by one of William's running gags.
I mean, do I need to bring up my summoning circle again?
I think we all know your summoning circle.
I think coffee's involved, as well as mentioning Arkoth and crabs.
I don't drink coffee though.
Oh, I'm thinking something else than if it involves coffee.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm to blame for the crab.
No. You're to thank for the crab part.
And now I have Crab Brave stuck in my head. Thanks very much.
Do.
Well, back when we were originally doing Welcome to the Show watch sessions, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and I was looking for the white crabs.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you got the idea.
Yep.
Yeah, the thing is I wanted to just sort of like because you kept on mentioning the crabs, I was just like, I'm just gonna put crab emotes in the gaming shenanigans channel just because of how much you're mentioning it, and then for some reason I completely forgot that Discord already has a crab emoji in it, and I went and made a crab emote for the server, and it's just like once I realized that there was already an emoji for it, I'm like, well, we've already got this emote, might as well put it to use.
And there's where the crab meme came from, guys.
Yep.
And that's how the Welcome to the Show server was made. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody.
No, there was actually something funny that happened back in the Ravnica campaign. Sorry about that. What happened was that when Josh was setting up to get the map, somehow Google Chrome on him ended up switching the maps for the session. So instead of Ravnica, he got Alitatia.
Oh,
So,
wow.
The Ravnica crew is suddenly transported to the Welcome to the Show universe.
That's exactly what we said.
I'm not gonna lie, I have toyed around with it. I'm probably not going to do this, which is why I'm gonna say it, but I have toyed around with the idea in the Tangled campaign for like y'all open a door in the House of Yesterday's tomorrow, and it's like and walk through it, and then I just put up the map of Alatastica. You find yourself in a strange land.
You find yourself in a strange land, and you see these strange people. Closes the door. Wrong door.
And the shortest of them all, who's carrying an instrument, runs up and gives you a hug.
Welcome, heroes. Our summoning for aid has worked.
Watch. No, if Ivan ever came up to hug Ira, she would just be like, What is this thing?
Kind of like when Jalrum hugged Owen in Reunion and Regretti, just sort of calm stare, not even like a pat, just staring.
Yeah.
Yeah, back about the time when Josh started, which game was it? Tyranny of Dragons, I was starting to think on, like, what would happen if all the players in the campaigns and all their characters just suddenly ended up in, like, a labyrinth of memories?
I've thought about that idea a lot of times. Just, like, what if all the campaigns, like, crossed over? Wait, I
Josh Scorcher, endgame.
Players! Assemble!
No, that'd be Josh Scorcher Infinity War.
Oh yes, because then whatever whatever villain Josh would create for it would like snap his fingers and then rocks fall and everyone would die.
Yeah. Lo and behold, Josh was the villain all along. Oh wait, that's every campaign.
Yeah, I was about to say we already knew that for all of them.
Well, and it would especially be interesting if you have every single one of Ari's characters in the same room.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
And the next thought that came to my mind was Armouth Scorcher arguing with myself.
Well, because I did that art a while back of just doodling all of Ari's characters in one picture. And then I just, like, have this idea in my head. Wait, but what if they actually met and acted? Oh no, this won't end well.
Oh god.
Because we already have Ray and Hana and Glazia. But we can go further.
I'm still so glad she let me do something with that.
Oh. I'll hold on to that thought until after the podcast. Because go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've gone through all the we've gone through all the points that I had listed down. So unless anyone else brings one up, we can wants to bring one up. We can just sort of talk for a little bit more and then close up.
Chirp, chirp.
Okay, I was beginning to think I had cut out again.
No.
I'm trying to think. I can't really think of it, but like, I think it was either from the first or second episode of season 4 that like Amber sass. I love the sass. At least I call it a sass. Probably not technically sass, but it was like, oh.
Everyone was grieving.
Yeah. Except for Ryan.
I look forward to seeing how when I get to the episode involving her, because like I've seen the talking of her and that in the image, and like, I'm curious.
Oh yeah, no, she's a really interesting character.
Honestly, Rhyme's the one I relate to the most out of all party members.
Oh.
I guess that does bring up an interesting point of kind of who is either the party member you relate to the most or the party member you enjoy watching the most.
The one I enjoy watching the most is Faye, but the one that I relate to the most is Ryan because, like her, I kind of see myself that I work best when someone else is telling me what to do.
Personally, for me, I think I probably relate the most. Oh man, I'm honestly trying to think. Oh man.
I'm having trouble, like I'm trying to think over for myself, and I'm having trouble
Yeah, same.
coming up with an answer because I'm not. Then again, I'm usually this way involving myself when I'm asked, like, oh, who do you see yourself more with or enjoy more? And that it's like, I don't know. And then usually other people just tell me, well, you sound like it seems more like this or whatever. I'm like, okay. Because
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
yeah, like usually others are just like, well, like this here person, and I'm like, and then it's like, oh, okay, yes, I can see that.
Honestly, I think I might actually relate to Jaminia the most. Because her whole arc about trying to become a good person and essentially her whole idea of I don't have to be defined by my blood. I don't have to be defined by what others have made me out to be. I'm my own person. And that just, I feel like I relate to that a lot.
Okay. With that, would you say Jim's also the one you enjoy watching the most?
Honestly, I actually think the one I enjoy watching the most. I mean, I love Jem. I freaking love her. But I honestly think the one I enjoy watching the most is either Faye or Jalaram.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I had some time to think. Gonna be a lot to discuss here. So one I enjoy watching the most is probably Jalaram. Just because usually a lot of moments with Jalaram are just funny.
Right.
But relate to another one I also enjoy is Owen. Not because they're fun, but they make you think.
He makes you think he's fun.
No. They make you ponder about what goes on in his head. What are you thinking? It'd be one of those times where I'd just love to pick Owen's brain. I'm gonna need a bit of time to mute. Give me a moment.
Asking a friend if like asking a friend for like a suggestion involving of for relating most with, because I'm not good at identifying my
Sorry about that. I live with people, so they can be loud sometimes.
Understood.
Yeah, but as relating, that's a really good question. Ivan definitely, because I'm the kind of person that just wants to make the people around him happy. I got interrupted. Anyway.
You're good. You're saying Ivan?
Ivan and partly Faither and partly Owen. Actually.
Owen. Okay.
Mainly because I've been through a lot in my life, and I have reasons why I don't want to discuss that here.
Okay, that's fair.
But part of my thought process is that sometimes I'm just in a really bad mood, or not really a bad mood, but really sad mood. And those are the times I don't like being around people. Which is why you'll see there are a lot of times where I'm just not in servers or just AFK. But I've been through a lot in my life, and I've actually written a good part of that into my character for the Ravnica campaign. But not a lot's really gone through. I think the closest thing that has gone through in character is just the fact that Sylvis's sister was injured in an accident. but there's a lot of spoilers if I go into more detail on that.
Yeah.
So I have very low confidence is the best way to put it. So sometimes I think I go through the process of sometimes I do get very depressive thoughts, and it's just I don't feel like I'm doing good as a friend or something, and I tend to just withdraw myself.
Okay, so yeah, I can see then, yeah, how you relate to Owen. Alisia,
then-
how about you? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were still going.
And then with Faith Thurn, I have always been interested in science. Just and science and magic kind of work in the same way, just studying and learning.
Right.
So Alisia?
I'm thinking, and I asked one of my friends that has seen some like some into 4 and that, and I asked him for opinion because I don't know. Because like I enjoy watching, I enjoy like all of the characters, but I'm not sure which should be most, and I don't, and I've never been very good at pinpointing. Well, this is the character I most relate to and stuff usually. And I asked for opinion, but no reply. So I don't know. Crap, I'm bad at this.
You're good?
It's alright. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yeah, if you don't feel like you can come up with one, then it's fine.
Well, I want to. I just can't. And I'm just not sure which one it is, and I don't have any idea.
Hey, it's good.
But I enjoy watching all of them. I don't really have like a top favorite I enjoy watching. I find all of the characters interesting that have been met so far and active. So
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
understandable. Anyway.
Anywho, so I guess if that's the last topic that we want to talk about, I guess that wraps up episode 1.
Woohoo!
well,
All right. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to do this again next week.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
May have the same cast, may have different cast. We'll see.
yep.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.